Hello and welcome to another episode of Spotlight on Stage, where we shine a light on theatre across Greater Manchester. I'm Michelle Eagleton, and if you love theatre as much as I do, you are definitely in the right place, because every Monday I bring you interviews with stars from the stage, and of course I'll tell you what is on stage this week at theatres across our fair city. So shall we kick off? Why not? Because this week I have got something very special for you. Well, look where I am, on stage at Lowry, Salford. This is very exciting. I am getting the chance to meet the real life people behind those stories that we see in Come From Away, the hit musical. It's here until the 5th of January. Should we go and find out all about them?
We were halfway across the Atlantic when I got a call saying there'd been an incident in New York.
I'm reporting live at Gander Airport where the 19th plane has just touched down.
Gander Town Council declares a state of emergency.
We landed on this rock in the middle of nowhere.
My son's a firefighter in New York, and I couldn't get through to him.
They needed food, bed, clothes.
Here, when a stranger knocks on your door, we take care of them.
And the thing is,
it's all true.
It's not every day you get to sit with the real life person that a show has been based on. Kevin, what is it like to see yourself in Come From Away?
It's surreal every time, and now I've seen it over 100 times in the last 10 years in multiple countries, but I can't get enough of it because of great, amazing, talented people like Mark.
Oh, and Mark, honestly.
Stop.
Did he slip you a tenner?
Yes, he did.
It must be quite incredible to meet each other like this and share something so special, right, Mark?
Yeah, and Kevin and I, we met during the pandemic because I did it in London. Kevin in London, and I took over literally 4 weeks before we went into lockdown. And then through lockdown we spoke, and then after lockdown we met, and then we've shared stories, and we've had really similar upbringings, really similar backgrounds, and it's just, I feel like I'm playing a version of myself on stage every night. It's just lovely, you know.
We've become close friends.
Well, I mean, Kevin, what do we think of Mark's portrayal? Did he get the definite thumbs up?
He does. For 2 thumbs up. And especially the song "Make Me a Channel of Your Peace," and so he's raised Catholic. I was, so he knows that song deep in his heart, and so it's just beautiful. I get teared up every time.
I bet you do, because it is emotional, and I think it's totally uplifting. I mean, I left the theatre thinking, I want to live in Gander.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And you should go and visit. And they have the show. They do the show every summer there now in the town where it happened. And you go, and not just to see the place, you go and meet the people, because the people are like that. It wasn't just on 9/11. I remember when I went back to Gander on the 10th anniversary, I met the real Diane, who's not here. She was caring for a Syrian refugee family that had just come to town. So this is a town that compassion is who they are, it's how they roll.
And let's take you back to that time, you know, landing there and being part of those 7,000 people. What was that like, Kevin? What was that day, the whole experience like for you?
Yeah, well, it was everything you see in the show. It was scary, it was anxious, and we were drunk.
And you screeched.
We screeched, but they were handing out many bottles of liquor. That part is totally true. They were rerunning films, but we were on the plane for 15 hours. So the next time somebody complains about their delay at the airport, come talk to me, because 15 hours stuck on the plane was tough. And we didn't know. There was no internet. You had no idea. All we had was bits and pieces of the news that the World Trade Center had fallen, that the Pentagon was attacked. It was scary. There literally was a woman behind us who had a meltdown and started crying. And so everything you see in the show more or less happened, and some of the things that come out of other characters are the things that happened to me. So, but then once we got off the plane and into the town, it was just remarkable to see that, like, there was not a stove that wasn't cooking for the stranded passengers. People were emptying their closets of blankets and bedding and bringing it in. And I'll never forget, I had a credit card. I could have afforded a hotel. There's only 3 hotels, and they were filled with the airplane crew. So having to look to rely on a stranger for a pillow to lay my head, that was really intense. So I'll never forget this young man coming in at midnight, and he's got an air mattress and 2 pillows, and I got choked up. I just said thank you, and I'll never forget that.
I mean, it totally restores your faith in humanity when you watch a show, doesn't it? That's the message I got. How has it changed your life, though, Kevin?
It's changed in a big way because I came back. I was living in Austin, Texas at the time when I finally got home 7 days later, and I immediately started telling the story. It was out of the darkest day, this was a bright light, and I wondered, would a small town in Texas, would they do the same? And I wasn't sure. So that's when on the first anniversary, I couldn't get back to Gander to say thank you. They kept saying, you would do the same. It's the golden rule, treat others like you want to be treated. So I closed the doors of my company, and as one line reference in the show that Mark says, it's like I give out $100 bills and tell my staff to go do good deeds for strangers and then come back. And so now that has become a global charity, and people all over the U.S. and now 12 countries participate every September in our 11 Days of Kindness.
I absolutely love that. What a guy!
Oh, yeah, I mean, what a guy. I say that line every night in the show about closing the office, giving the staff money, and I'm just like, it's just such a reminder to, that we can all do something, we can all help. And actually, I tried it once. It's really hard to go up to someone in the street, a complete stranger, and try and do something nice. It's actually harder than you think. It's not just I remember I gave someone money for a cab because she was looking for this bus stop. I said, here, it's money for a cab. She just burst out crying. She was like, what's the catch? What's going on? And I was like, no, just pay it forward, do something for someone. And
and then how did you feel after you did it?
I felt good.
Yes, it's called the helper's high.
Yeah.
It's called, you feel this incredible feeling. And so in fact, what I would say how I've changed is that now it's not just around 9/11. I'll do random acts of kindness just on a regular basis whenever I feel like it. And it gives me this feeling of euphoria. And so everybody should try it.
I think so. The Kevin effect. I love
Kevin
it.
effect.
I absolutely love it. You heard it here first.
How incredible to me the real life Kevin from Come From Away. It is a fantastic musical. It will make you smile big time after seeing it, and you will also be singing the fantastic songs as well. If you want to go and see that hit musical, it is at Lowry until the 5th of January 2025. And to book tickets, all you need to do is head to our website, ilovemanchester.com/theatre. Now, let's take a look what else is on at theatres across Greater Manchester this week. Well, it's panto time. Oh, yes, it is. Definitely at the Opera House because Cinderella opens this Saturday, the 14th of December. And it has got a fantastic lineup. Yes, Jason Manford, Ben Nicholas and Myra Dubose are back with a bang. It's a fairy godmother of all pantos. And yes, you shall go to the ball this Christmas if you are heading down there. It is a brilliant family pantomime, and you can guarantee it is going to be very funny with Ben and Jason at the helm. There's going to be musical theatre as well in the shape of Wendy Mae Brown as the fairy godmother and Sarah Vaughan as Cinderella. Expect some beautiful costumes and plenty of boos and hisses. It runs until the 5th of January 2025. Now, that's one for the family, but what about one for just the adults? Well, over at Hope Mill Theatre, Tinderella, 2 big balls and 1 happy ending is delivering just that. It is the funniest, filthiest, most wickedly fabulous pantomime you've always wished to see. Release your inner child and then maybe leave them at home because the show is definitely not for kids. In this, Tinderella is always on social media, a real influencer, But it's all a charade because poor Tinders has no money, no man, and none of the glamorous life she claims to be living. There's going to be cheesy anthems, spicy frolics, and rib tickling antics. It is on from the 4th of December until the 5th of January next year. Oh, that sounds delightfully wicked. And talking of wicked, the musical is on at the Palace Theatre. It's currently on until the 4th of January next year. And yes, we absolutely love it, don't we? It's got the music from Stephen Schwartz, and it is the 11th longest running show in West End history. It is now on tour, as I say, it is on at the Palace Theatre. It's got some cracking music in it, like Defying Gravity, Popular, and Dancing Through Life. If you've seen the movie already, you definitely need to see the stage show that was based on. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, staying with movies, one that's been transferred to the stage is Miracle on 34th Street, but this time it is a musical, including songs like It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. You may remember it's based on a major New York department store on the brink of collapse. Their Santa quits, and then they're left with a kind hearted stranger. But is he really Father Christmas? And can a child called Susan restore the world's belief in Santa Claus? Well, you'll have to go to find out. It is at home from the 6th of December all the way to December 31st. Staying with the Christmas theme over at Keys Theatre at Lowry, A Christmas Carol, the musical, has taken to the stage. It is a classic Dickens story come to life with true Broadway spectacle. And this is the first time that Scrooge is a woman. They're played by West End star Claire Moore, whose previous credits include The Phantom of the Opera, Miss Saigon, and Les Mis. It's got music by Alan Menken, and of course, you will have a lot of bar humbugs as well as dancing and singing galore. It runs at Lowry until the 5th of January 2025. Now, over at Waterside Arts, have you ever wondered what it would be like to sit on a polar bear's lap or ride on its back? Have you ever tried giving a bear a bath or clearing up its poo? Well, I guess it's exhausting stuff, and you will find out all about it with the bear. That is their festive offering based on Raymond Briggs' book, The Bear. There's dazzling puppetry, delicious music, dreamy storytelling, and dozens of laughs. This runs until the 29th of December. And another show that is based on a book is The Jungle Book over at Octagon in Bolton. It's a wild and wonderful adventure for Christmas. Yes, it is based on the book by Rudyard Kipling, and you can swing into the jungle and join Mowgli and his friends Baloo the bear, Bagheera the panther, and a gang of mischievous monkeys. Will they outwit the ferocious tiger Shere Khan? Well, you'll have to go and see. There is music to boot. It is an absolute delight, and it runs until the 4th of January next year. And finally, over at the Royal Exchange, they're encouraging you to spend, spend, spend. Well, maybe not, because this is the real life story of Viv Nicholson, who won the pools back in 1961. It is a real heartfelt musical that actually makes you question, does money make you happy? It is a glorious rags to riches and back again musical. It is a big hearted experience that everyone needs this festive season, full of brilliant songs and a fantastic cast. It runs at the Royal Exchange until the 11th of January 2025. Wow, so many amazing productions there. And if you want to see any of those or find out more about them, all you need to do is head to our website, ilovemanchester.com spotlight.com/theatre. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you to my guests. And don't forget, I will be back here with more Spotlight on Stage next week. So do spread the word. You'll always find us on the I Love Manchester Theatre Facebook page. If you haven't given us a follow, give us a follow right now. Have a great week until then, and I will see you next Monday.